Hello everyone, this is Colleen Lemma, Starseed Astrologer and Spiritual Messenger from sacredsoulempowerment.com. Here to do your weekly angel card reading for Monday, February 17th through Sunday, February 23rd, 2020. For this week's weekly reading, we'll be using the Psychic Tarot by John Holland for the main message for everyone. And your special message card this week, depending on your stone of choice, will be coming from the Archangel Divination deck by Radley Valentine. So let's go ahead and take a look at those stones of choice for this week. Your first stone of choice is golden calcite pyramid. Now, the golden calcite is a great stone to help you develop new talents, learn new skills, helps to overcome obstacles in your life. Of course, this relates to your solar plexus chakra, which is the chakra of personal power, the proper use of power, and your sense of empowerment. And of course, you can see that the pyramid itself has this shape, if you will, where the energies from the universe will come down from up above and all around, because that's where the universe is all around us, but it's coming in through this point at the top of the pyramid, and then the intentions or the energies that it brings, the visualizations that you send out to the universe, it can bring that down here into the base of the pyramid. In other words, it's bringing higher vibrational energies down into a third dimensional structure or reality. And then your second stone of choice is a beautiful ametrine egg. Now the ametrine is both amethyst, and if you can see as I kind of tilt it around, you can see some of that golden yellow colored in the midst of the amethyst, which is the citrine, which is why this stone is called Ametrine. It's a mixture of amethyst and citrine energies. Now, this ametrine is great for relieving tension. It helps to stimulate creativity, and it helps to balance mental stability and self-confidence. So if you think about those terms, they all relate to the crown chakra or the solar plexus. Of course, the amethyst relates to the crown chakra energy. The solar plexus relates to the citrine energy. The crown chakra would be that relieving of tension in the mind and the balancing the mental stability. The solar plexus is that stimulation of creativity or creative self-expression, as well as that self-confidence piece that we talked about. Now, this is in the shape of an egg, and when you do healing work as a light worker, the egg-shaped crystals are a great crystal to scan the energy body for any kind of blockages or anything that is misaligned. And then it helps to, because of its nice and smooth sort of structure here, it helps to kind of, it's almost like an iron. It can iron out any chaotic tendencies or iron out any wrinkles, if you will, in the energy body because of this beautiful, smooth kind of egg-like structure. So it both scans and finds the blockages or imbalances, and it helps to kind of smooth them out as well. And then your last stone of choice is this beautiful carnelian wand. And this carnelian is great at restoring vitality, and it helps to provide you with a sense of motivation. It also helps to promote good life choices in your life. Of course, this relates to the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is our center of creative self-expression and vitality and passion for life. And the carnelian also helps with trust in the self as well, which is an important quality. Of course, this is in a wand shape. And so this is more of a focus of energy. It has a rounded bottom, but it has a pointed top. So if you're needing to focus your energy, focus your intention, focus your creative expression or creative efforts, then perhaps this is the stone of choice for you. So again, our stones are the golden calcite pyramid, the ametrine egg, or the carnelian wand. So let's put that aside. And I also want to just mention too, as a reminder, that I have started a new venture, a new video podcast every month with psychic medium Kathy Munson. We have a wonderful new team member, Tammy Tanner, who's helping us with the editing. So our second episode of Empowered Voices is now up on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube channel. So please be sure to check out that February 2nd video podcast. Okay, so let's go back to talking about the astrological energies for the week. Now, we start out the week on Monday the 17th. The sun is in the very last degree of the sign of Aquarius, which means on Tuesday the 18th, it's moving into the first degree of Pisces. So we have this transition with the sun, and the sun is our life force, our vitality, our personality, our confidence, our creative expression out in the world. It's moving out of the sign that rules humanitarian endeavors, group endeavors, intellectual endeavors, which is that Aquarian energy, and it's moving into Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, which rules more of the spiritual realm, unconditional love, compassion, psychic and intuitive abilities, healing abilities. And Pisces is a sign of completion because it's that last sign of the zodiac. So it's talking about a completion of some sort of cycle of energies. And this is where Mercury retrograde is right now as well. So, we have, Mercury moving into its retrograde motion until mid-March, and it starts out in the sign of Pisces, that sign of completion. So there's definitely something happening here as far as the completion of some sort of spiritual cycle of energy, which includes past lives, because Pisces rules past lives and other dimensions, other worlds, if you will. It rules, things that deal with illusion and confusion and the intangible and the unseen. So all of these things are an energy that is throughout the next month going to come to some sort of completion. It's a time of going with the flow. It's a time of healing. It's a time of trusting and having faith that as you're being gently maneuvered on your path, that everything is pointing you in the right direction and that things are unfolding in divine timing. On Thursday the 20th, we have Jupiter, which is the planet of our belief systems. It's the planet of blessings. It's the planet that rules expansion energies. And it's in a sextile to Neptune. And Neptune rules Pisces, and it's in the sign of Pisces. So Neptune is in its home sign, very much at home here in the spiritual realm and imagination and blessings and feeling spiritually supported or tapping into those spiritual energies. Jupiter, on the other hand, is in Capricorn, which is an earth sign. And Capricorn rules our career, our life path, our destiny path, our sense of success out in the world, recognition out in the world for who we are and what we're offering. Jupiter wants to expand into those energies that rules the life path, the career path, our inner sense of authority and taking charge of our lives. But it's in the sextile, which is a positive connection. A sextile aspect is a positive connection which promotes opportunities in our life. So with Jupiter sextile Neptune on Thursday, there's an opportunity here for some sort of expansion into this spiritual energy that Neptune is offering. So if you expand into unconditional love, compassion, faith, trust, your connection to your higher soul self and your angels and guides, then I think Jupiter as the planet of blessings will bring us blessings, especially when it comes to our life path direction, what our goals and ambitions are as we move forward. On Friday the 21st, Mars, which is also in Capricorn now as of last week, is in a positive connection to Uranus. And Uranus is the Great Awakener. Uranus deals with sudden and unexpected happenings or chance encounters or redirections. It rules surprises. So, with Uranus, you expect the unexpected. It's in the sign of Taurus right now for the next approximately 7 years. And Taurus is all about our values, our money, our personal resources, our sense of self-worthiness, how we value ourselves as well as the people and circumstances around us. Now, Mars is an activator planet. So Mars is activating this Uranus, quick, sudden, unexpected energies, but it's in a positive way. It's in a trine aspect. So there's a positive activation here. And Mars, again, is in Capricorn. So we have the earth element here being activated, which deals with things that are tangible in our lives. Again, career, job, money, finances, our values, our other personal resources in our lives. So there can be some sort of sudden, unexpected, let's say, windfall of some sort of blessings that comes in here. However, at the same time, Mars on the same day, Friday, is also challenging Chiron, the wounded healer, in the sign of Aries. Now, as Chiron moves through Aries very slowly, so it's going to be there for quite a while, Chiron is bringing up wounds of our sense of self, self-identity, confidence, leadership, self-assertion, knowing who we are. And again, Mars being an activator planet may be activating those wounds, but it's on the same day that Mars is activating that positive Uranian energy as well. So I feel like, there's a push here to move through your own inner challenges regarding your confidence in yourself, regarding asserting yourself in a certain direction, or making a change or making a decision to better yourself or move through some new doors perhaps. Mars is kind of pushing you in a challenging way beyond your comfort zone with that Mars square Chiron, but at the same time, again, can bring these wonderful, unexpected flow of these higher vibrational energies as it's connecting with Uranus. On Saturday the 22nd, the Sun, which again just went into Pisces on Tuesday, is now in a sextile aspect to Uranus and Taurus. So again, the sextile is an opportunity. It's an aspect of opportunity. So with the Pisces energy where the Sun is and the Taurus energy where Uranus is, there is an opportunity here for merging our imagination, merging our spiritual energies, merging our capacity to visualize what it is that we desire in our lives with the idea of this Great Awakening energy of Uranus. So I feel like, again, there could be some doors opening, and I feel like those doors perhaps are on a spiritual level first, again, through our meditation, visualization, intentions, imagination, because of that Pisces energy. And as it's opening the doors on a spiritual level, there's an opportunity that at some time down the road that it's going to be manifested in some sort of physical form. So take advantage of that energy. Now, that happens as we lead up to a new moon in Pisces on Sunday the 23rd. So basically, Friday and Saturday, we're in the dark of the moon phase of the moon before we have that new moon where the sun and the moon are in Pisces. The new moon happens at 4 degrees Pisces on Sunday the 23rd. It's in a positive connection with Uranus and Mars, which we just talked about throughout the week. A sextile to Uranus, a sextile to Mars. That's really the only aspects this new moon makes, which are both, again, positive aspects of opportunity. So again, take advantage of this opportunity. Now, new moons are about new beginnings always, but Pisces is that spiritual energy that's intangible. So this new moon, this new beginning is creating a fresh start, but on a spiritual level first before it comes into manifestation, okay? So again, there's an opportunity with the Uranus, Great Awakening, higher God mind energies, and the Mars, the warrior planet, the planet that likes to move forward and activate things. There's a great period here of activation. Also on the day of the new moon, on the 23rd, Venus, the planet of love, relationships, money, and finances, is in a challenging aspect to Jupiter, which again is in Capricorn, the planet of expansion. It's the planet of blessings, which this is interesting because Jupiter is known as the great benefic, the great planet of blessings. And Venus is known as the lesser benefic, also a planet of blessings, but to a lesser extent than Jupiter. So here we have the two planets in astrology that rules blessings. Venus is in Aries. It's a fire sign. It's a sign of independence. Take charge, plant new seeds. And Jupiter is in Capricorn, a sign that rules our goals, our ambitions, our career, our life path. However, they're in a challenging position with one another. They're in a square aspect to one another, which brings challenge. But because these are both planets of benefits and blessings, I think that we're going to be able to move through the challenge, which is most likely our lack of self-confidence or a lack of self-identity, not really, being firmly grounded in who we are, and perhaps not feeling like we can take charge of our lives, or we're having challenges in our belief systems about ourselves, because Jupiter rules our belief systems as well. And I think if we can just push through that challenge of how we're valuing ourselves, then there is a great potential for this Venus-Jupiter combination on the day of the new moon on Sunday to bring some sort of blessings into our lives. So again, push beyond your comfort zone here to bring that about. Now, I got to back up because I started to talk about the dark of the moon on Friday and Saturday, which is always a great time of healing. It's a time to kind of self-reflect, go within. Of course, we're in this Mercury retrograde cycle anyway, so it's a time of self-reflection. And again, with Mercury in Pisces and the sun now being in Pisces as well, a time of really looking back upon the energies of the past few weeks, the past few months, because we're completing a cycle here on an astrological level of energies. So once the sun moves into Aries next month in March, later March, we're going to start a brand new astrological cycle. So again, for the next month of the sun being in Pisces, and while Mercury is retrograde in Pisces, it's really helping us to wind up some old energy dynamics from perhaps a karmic perspective, spiritual perspective, etc., so that we can do a great amount of healing. So let's go ahead and take a look at the messages from our angels and guides for the week. We turn over the first card here, and we have Major Arcana number 5, and this is called Wisdom in this deck. In the traditional tarot, this is known as the Hierophant. And the Hierophant in the traditional tarot usually is about an authority, a religious or spiritual authority figure outside of ourselves in human form that helps to guide us or give us information of some sort, like a priest or a rabbi or any other spiritual or religious authority figure that sort of gives us information. You can see that here this man is holding a book. This spiritual teacher is holding a book, which he's helping to give us the answers. However, I like that in this deck it's called Wisdom, because to me, it's not only listening to the wisdom of others, the wisdom perhaps of your elders, as this looks like more of an elderly spiritual figure, but this is also listening to the wisdom of your inner self and higher soul self. This can be you as the Hierophant within. This is you as the spiritual elder or the spiritual figure within, giving you the answers, at least from my perspective in this particular deck and how we want to interpret it. So come into an inner sense of wisdom. Come into your inner authority, because again, this religious or spiritual figure is usually an authority. So own your spiritual authority, your own inner authority, and connect with that inner wisdom on a spiritual level. We have, again, all this energy in Pisces going on right now. And seek the answers. Seek the answers within yourself. And it doesn't mean you can't look for answers outside of yourself, or go to a religious figure or a counselor or a therapist or even a intuitive reader to get some sort of guidance or assistance. But it does ask that you focus a little bit more on trusting yourself and going within and listening to your own inner wisdom. We have the sun shining here in the background, saying that something is going to be illuminated to you. I feel like you're going to have an aha moment. You're going to have an epiphany, and you're going to have a realization about something in your life. And it could be something to do with home or family. We have a family and a little house back here, so it could have to do with your sense of security, which includes home and family, includes your living situation. It could also have to do with your career or life path or destiny path in some way. And I feel like you're needing to pay attention to the little signs that the universe is giving you. Like perhaps you're not totally in tune with or in touch with how the universe or your guides and angels are trying to speak with you, perhaps through a song, a billboard, a license plate, a conversation that you overhear in the grocery store with somebody else. I feel like there's little tidbits of information here or messages here that you're not perhaps aware of. And I feel like that's the case because of this little dog down here. You know, it's almost like this little dog down there is trying to get the spiritual figure his attention, and the spiritual figure is looking away, looking somewhere else. He's not paying attention to the dog. So I feel like this dog is representative of, you know, messages from your angels and guides or the universe, your higher soul self, that perhaps you're just not recognizing. So make sure that you are more aware to recognize whatever those messages might be. They might come from all different various types of directions. This is Major Arcana number 5, which talks about variety and, you know, networking yourself out. So I feel like, you know, this information and these messages can come from various places and perhaps more than one time. So just pay attention to, you know, what's coming in. And especially, again, Mercury retrograde, you know, there's an information redo that's happening. So even if you thought you made a decision about something or you thought something was the right, you know, the proper perspective for you during Mercury retrograde, and listening to various information and messages that are still coming in, you could definitely be redirected on your path. Okay, let's take a look at the second card here. The second card is the Two of Physical in this deck is what it's called. This is like the Two of Wands or the Two of Fire in the traditional tarot. The number 2 is about balance. You know, the number 2 is about partnership, relationships, equality in numerology, but it's also about balance and compromise. And here it says movement, choices, and decisions. And there's a person standing in front of 5 different doorways, at least here, that are shown anyway. And you can see that each of the doorways has a different color and a different kind of picture or symbolism attached with it. So with this card, first of all, you need to stay balanced in order to make proper decisions for yourself. I feel like there's going to be choices of how to move forward. And there's not necessarily any right decision. If you look at these doorways with the different colors and the different symbology, none of them are negative. We have gold coins over here in one. We have 2 rings here symbolizing relationship in another. Can't really tell here. Oh, the green has some sort of like nature kind of a plant or something here. We have clouds in the sky over here. I'm not sure what's over here in the orange door, but you can see that none of these symbology pictures are of a negative nature, meaning that with the decisions, with the choices that we have, that maybe there's no wrong decision. There's just a path. There's just different paths that you could follow based on the choices that you're going to make. So again, going back to the first card, getting in touch with your inner wisdom, your inner authority, to tap into your inner wisdom is going to help you in choosing a particular path right now. And perhaps, you know, you go down a path for a while and you find that, I don't know that that's really the path that I want to be on. I'm not sure that this was the right thing for me. You can just go back, come back through the doorway and go through a different doorway. I feel like, at least at this moment. I feel like we always have that capability. But again, because we're in the Piscean energy, the Pisces energy is mutable. It's a mutable sign, meaning changeable, malleable. You know, things are not set in stone here with this Pisces energy. So we have many potentials and opportunities to kind of redirect our path, if you will. So I would tune into just what is right for me in this moment, or what do I think is right, and then move through a doorway, you know, make that movement and make that decision, and know that with Mercury retrograde, we can always revise our decision a few days down the road, or a week or so down the road, maybe 2 weeks down the road. We can revise this decision and kind of move down a different path, and it's okay. Again, stay balanced. The more balanced you can be, the more centered you can be with meditation or spiritual activities, the more in alignment you will be with your spiritual truth, the more you'll be able to tap into that inner authority and inner wisdom to make certain choices and decisions that will help to move you in a particular direction. Okay, and let's look at the last card. Now, the last card came out as 2 cards here, so turning over the first of those last 2 cards. Okay, Major Arcana 0 and New Beginnings. Not surprising to see this card because we have a new moon at the end of the week. So this is definitely telling us that there's a new beginning to some sort of energy in our lives. Now remember that I said Pisces is an intangible kind of energy. It's about the spiritual realm. So the new beginning may be on a spiritual level first. And this relates to the Fool card in the traditional tarot deck. And the Fool card is, about a young traveler, and he's usually depicted in the traditional tarot as stepping off of a cliff and having trust and faith that his fall or his descent off of the cliff is not going to be too far, that there's going to be something there at the bottom that will catch him, that he will be okay, that he's being divinely guided. In other depictions of the tarot, the Fool is shown at a crossroads or a path and getting ready to walk down a path that he can't see very far down. So again, he has to have trust and faith that as he walks down that path, or as he chooses between 2 paths, that he's choosing the right thing for him. It's a new beginning for him, but he can't really see too far ahead. So again, there's that need for having trust and faith. Now in this depiction of New Beginnings, or the Fool card, we have a young lady. She's got a staff in one hand. She's standing on top of the world, and she's just come through a doorway. So again, here we have the doorways here of the 2 of physical in this deck. And then she's coming through a doorway here. And she's standing on top of the world, but she also has the universe behind her. We see all these little stars and stuff. She's kind of like on top of the world, or above the world, and in space, and in universal energy. And again, there's this idea of going with the flow, of moving through that spiritual energy with trust and faith. Now, she's not looking down at her feet necessarily. She's kind of in the present moment. She's not even really looking ahead down her path or where she's walking to. But she is kind of, I feel like she's being raised up. She's being raised up on top of the world. She's in this scene of being in the universal energy, in the flow of the universal energy. And she's trusting and having faith in whatever the new beginnings unfolding are all about. And she doesn't quite know yet what they're all about, but she's trusting and having faith. Now let's take a look at the other card that came out with this for additional information. Okay. And we have another Major Arcana. So this week is full of a lot of Major Arcana card energy. And this is Major Arcana 11. And in this deck, it's called Balance. In the traditional tarot, this is the Justice card, usually depicted with a woman figure holding the scales of justice. Now again, in this card, this is called Balance. And interestingly enough, in this figure, we have an angelic figure, an angel with wings, and we have a rod, a pentacle, a cups, and a sword, all indicated here in front of the angel. Now those are the suits of the tarot. And with the rods, that's the fire, that's the creative spiritual energy, the dynamic inspirational energy that moves us. The pentacles here, right next to it, indicates career, finances, money, home, family, all those tangible things in our lives that we operate with in the 3rd dimensional level. We have the cups, which is our emotions, our feelings, and moving through that emotional body stuff. And then we have the sword here, which is the suit of air, our thoughts, our ideas, our communications. So here we're merging and staying balanced in the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual energies. Now this is a master number, the 11. Master number 11 is the number of the light worker, the number of leadership, the number of taking charge, the number of new beginnings and planting new seeds, because it's made up of 2 ones. But also if you add those 2 ones together, it equals the number 2, which is about balance. So again, we go back to that 2, which is about balance. And because the 1 is about the self and the 2 is about the other, or partnerships, we can say that this is also about balancing our relationships. I feel like there's a lot going on now with relationship matters where we're needing to balance our needs, our desires, our wants with the needs, desires, and wants of the other people in our lives, whether they are romantic, business, friendship, or family relationships. So, you know, there's new beginnings happening that are not quite manifested yet. We have to stay balanced as we move forward. We have to trust and have faith in our own inner wisdom to find the answers or make the decisions that are best for us in the moment, knowing again that this energy is malleable. This energy is just potential and probabilities, and we can change that at any time because we have free will. So the key is going to stay in a state of balance and knowing that. All right, let's take a look at your special message card depending on your stone of choice. So for those of you that chose the golden calcite pyramid, let me just tune in and shuffle here for a moment. Deep breath, golden calcite. Special message card for golden calcite people. This one is drawing my attention as I open my eyes. Divine order with Archangel Raguel. Kind of what we've been talking about with everything happening in divine timing. And here, Archangel Raguel is holding the scales of justice. The other thing about the scales of justice in the balance card at the end of our reading, as well as in this card, the special message card for the golden calcite people, is that this is talking about you're reaping what you've sown in the past, and not just in the past in this life, but in past lifetimes. Or there's a rebalancing of the karmic scales regarding past lifetime challenges or patterns in your life. So I feel like this is hugely about divine order taking place, a rebalancing of the scales of, you know, karmic justice that's happening. The message at the bottom says, everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past the illusion and see the underlying order. So again, we're in this Piscean energy, and Pisces rules illusion, confusion, and delusion, but it also rules the spiritual realm and faith and trust, which is what this card message is kind of saying, is to just trust and have faith because everything is unfolding exactly as it needs to, in exactly the timing that it's supposed to. And you need to look past the lack of clarity that you might feel or see right now, because you're not going to necessarily feel or see clarity at this moment, but know that there is an underlying order that's happening. There's things that are coming together that need to happen. People are going through healing processes that they need to go through, or circumstances and situations are being restructured on a spiritual level or redirected in such a way that things will start to come together and make sense at a later time. I would say probably a month or two down the road. Okay? So just know again, you know, and trust and have faith here that everything's happening in divine order. Now, Archangel Raguel is also the counselor, mediator archangel. So if there's anything happening legally, the scales of justice can sometimes indicate some sort of legal thing going on, or something to where there's justice, you know, that needs to be served, and, you know, something happening with authority figures. Call upon Archangel Raguel to be that mediator or kind of lawyer type of counselor angel on a spiritual level between you and the other parties or people involved in whatever situation that might be, and to help to bring a divine order and a justice to whatever that situation might be as well. All right, for those of you that chose the Ametrine egg people, not quite seeing it yet, so just give a moment here. Okay, this one's calling my attention back here. Ametrine egg, gentleness with Archangel Sandalphon. Now, to me, Archangel Sandalphon is the archangel that, you know, hears our prayers and brings our prayers up to, if you want to call it God or universal energy or source, so that they can be understood or heard or acted upon, by that universal force energy. Now, again, it's not surprising to see Archangel Sandalphon show up because of the Pisces emphasis we have right now. Pisces ruling the spiritual realm, the angels and our guides and the heavens, and unconditional love and compassion and service to other people, selfless service to other people. He's holding some sort of a musical instrument. So I would say right off the bat that music and meditation is going to feed your soul right now. So again, whether it's a need for meditation, listening to some sort of music that you're drawn to, maybe Native American or Tibetan bowls or Celtic music that's nice and soft, or whether this is about going to events that you're using your voice, or you're listening to, soothing kind of music, spiritual music. That seems to be indicated. The message at the bottom from Archangel Sandalphon is to be very gentle with yourself at this time. Surround yourself with gentle people, gentle situations, and gentle environments. So as you're going through this completion phase with Pisces in the last sign of the zodiac over the next month, I feel like you're going through a gentle healing phase. And the more you can surround yourself with people that are loving and compassionate and nurturing and gentle, peaceful, spiritual, the better and more easy time you're going to have in moving through this completion cycle for yourself. I think the music, again, there's something there about healing you. Now, harp music, Native American flute music, maybe even shamanic drum music. Anything that you're guided to, I would say healing sessions with that, or Tibetan bowls or crystal bowls, that could definitely be indicated here. But be loving and gentle with yourself. Don't be hard on yourself. This is a time where you have to forgive yourself, be non-judgmental of yourself, non-critical of yourself, and just really love yourself the way that your angels and guides do, the way that God does, the way that universal energy does. So call in that gentle energy as you move forward this week and beyond. And then for those of you that chose the Carnelian wand people, okay, this one's kind of calling my attention here. Carnelian wand people, gifts from God. And again, Archangel Sandalphon, so he's definitely one of the go-to archangels this week. And with gifts from God, the message at the bottom says, "We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive." Now, remember, we have a new moon of new beginnings. So there is a planting of new seeds, a new beginning happening. Again, it's on the spiritual level. So a lot of these gifts, at least, may start out to be spiritual gifts, to be through forms of healing, or through forms of communication with your angels and guides, or through connections with loved ones who are here to support you. Now, there might be other blessings and gifts, especially as we mentioned Venus and Jupiter coming together on Sunday, the day of the new moon, which are both those planets of blessings coming together. I feel like you just need to trust and have faith here, and just kind of be in a receptive mode. Be in an allowing and receptive mode, and know that you're worthy and deserving of all the goodness, all the wonder, all the joy, all the prosperity, all the goodness that the universe has to offer. A lot of us are going through times of healing this deep lack of worthiness right now. We have to know that we're a soul from the universe. We're a child of the universe. And in that state, that means we're connected to all that is. We're connected to universal energies. We are worthy and deserving. We are a part of that magical energy. We're, needing to be open to the blessings. Again, just like here, Archangel Sandalphon holding this cup of blessings and offering it to you, we need to be open to that. There's a lot of pink here in the card. There's like maroon and mauve down here, but there's this wonderful pink in Archangel Sandalphon's wings, and that's really about self-love, self-nurturing, self-respect, self-care. So the more you can do that for yourself, love yourself, nurture yourself, feel worthy within yourself to receive those blessings from the universe, then you're going to magnetize these gifts from God, these gifts from the universe. I hope you've all liked this weekly angel card reading. Again, another reminder, if you haven't already watched the monthly angel card reading for the month of February, please go onto my YouTube channel and watch that to get an overview numerologically, energetically, astrologically, as well as messages from our angels and guides for the whole month. Again, another reminder of that wonderful second video podcast with myself and psychic medium Kathy Munson is on our YouTube channel, Empowered Voices, and on our Facebook page, Empowered Voices. So thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you for hanging with me until I figured out the volume issue. A lot of you had said that in the last reading or so that has improved. So thank you for your patience. I send you all lots of love and light and many, many angel blessings.